Welcome to the post-Me Too, where Bryan Singer was never charged for anything. We're still waiting for the verdict on the Harvey Weinstein trial, which we know nothing's going to happen to him. Donald Trump is still the president, but hey, Bill Cosby's in jail, and they're just throwing anything at R. Kelly and hoping that something's going to stick, like a wet noodle on a wall. So TMZ just posted this story today at 1:55 Pacific time, which is what, 4:55 p.m. Eastern time, so less than 45 minutes ago, titled R. Kelly facing 11 new charges in Illinois for abuse, sexual assault. They updated the story, but let me read to y'all what they originally said. R. Kelly's been hit with a slew of sexual assault and various abuse charges in Illinois, 11 felonies total. The Cook County State's Attorney Office filed the new charges Thursday. 5 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, and 2 counts of criminal sexual assault. According to the legal doc, Kelly's accused of committing an act of sexual penetration on a victim listed as JP by the use of force or threat of force sometime in January of 2010. He's also accused of forcing contact between his penis and the alleged victim's mouth. The docs say JP was under the age of 18 at the time of the offense, and 3 of Kelly's sex abuse charges are listed as related to alleged victims between the ages of 13 and 16. Kelly will reportedly be back in court next week to be arraigned on the new charges. His crisis manager, Darrell Johnson, tells TMZ Kelly maintains his innocence and denies all accusations brought against him in the latest charges. He also says he believes JP is R. Kelly's accuser, Geronda Pace. As you know, Kelly is already facing 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse in Cook County, and all of that is just the tip of the iceberg for his legal troubles. As we've reported, there are 3 federal probes underway, 1 in the Northern District of Illinois and 2 in New York's Eastern and Southern Districts. A federal grand jury has already been convened in Illinois and has heard testimony from alleged victims who say the singer and his camp transported them across state lines for sex when they were underage. Originally published at 1:17 p.m. Pacific time. Amazing how all of these people are allegedly involved, and it's just really amazing to me that all of this stuff comes out, poof, at the same time, while they're trying to make sure that they keep all of these white men out of the news, and how they're only going specifically after R. Kelly. They're saying that 1,000 people were a part of some huge, vast conspiracy with R. Kelly in one way or another. However, we only need to get R. Kelly. They're not saying, they'll deny that it's a money shakedown or it's for political reasons to go after a high profile black male entertainer, heterosexual black male entertainer. However, they seem to only want to go after him, the guy who maybe, possibly has a little bit of access to money and has a lot of fame. This guy, not the 1,000 other people. And you have to understand something. There's a lot of really fishy stuff when it involves this stuff. They're like 2 different females saved semen-soaked shirts, I guess for over a decade, with his DNA on it. Remember that? But that lawyer that said that ended up going to jail. Remember the Avenatti or whatever his name is, the guy who I think he was accused of trying to shake down Nike for some money. And also they said that they found him on an old VHS tape in an attic with sports videos on it, and he's screwing and peeing on some little girl or something. It's like, wait a minute. So there's some random tape in somebody's attic. There's semen-soaked shirts. None of y'all think that any of this doesn't sound right. None of this sounds like one big setup, right? But okay, because you hate R. Kelly and you hate black men so much that you're not even using your common sense. Semen-soaked shirts, VHS tapes, all of these people allegedly involved with some huge thing, but they're only going after him. And none of this sounds even a little bit fishy to none of you. Okay. So then they updated the story at 1:50 p.m. Pacific time. They said, according to the docs, the alleged victim JP is one of the same alleged victims in the February indictment of Kelly, but these additional charges pertain strictly to her. Okay. And then at 2 p.m., 10 minutes later, they updated the story by saying, Kelly's attorney, Stephen Greenberg, tells us, Greenberg. So you know that he has a good lawyer. I'm just joking. I'm totally kidding. Okay. Just joking, y'all. For y'all that got that joke. Kelly's attorney, Stephen Greenberg, tells us the new charges concerning JP, Jelly and Peanuts, include more serious felonies than the original indictment. The most serious class of felony in Illinois short of murder. Greenberg says prosecutors upgraded and added the charges, but the original charges are still active. So, you know, R. Kelly, let me see. He's trending on Twitter at number 3 behind BTS on BGT, or behind the scenes on Britain's Got Talent, excuse me, and hashtag Modern Warfare, which is the new Call of Duty video game. So R. Kelly is currently trending number 3 behind the scenes on Britain's Got Talent and Modern Warfare. So shout out to Call of Duty and shout out to Britain's Got Talent. Wow. So, you know, all I know is this. See, this is the thing. Do I know whether or not R. Kelly is guilty of anything he's being accused of? No. And I have not today ever co-signed R. Kelly. But I will say this, though. A lot of this stuff that's being said is a crock of crap. A whole lot of it is not. Listen, man, they're at this point, they're desperate to get him to the point where they're saying the most absurd things. I mean, you got to understand something. They came out with all of this new stuff of him with underage girls because they were saying things like, you know, R. Kelly has a sex cult with adult women. He's brainwashing adult women. And of course, that's so retarded that they were like, dang, it's not a crime to play, quote, mind games with a woman. It's not a crime to lie to a woman to get her to sleep with you, even though I consider that to be, you know, not cool. Like, I think it's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, that's not illegal. You know, you can lie to a heifer to get into her drawers. So then they switched the narrative back to, you know, R. Kelly's, you know, peeing on underage girls or doing whatever allegedly with underage girls again. Because they couldn't get him, you know, for, you know, have you noticed that they haven't said that, or at least the charges that I saw, they haven't said, you know, R. Kelly has raped an adult woman or anything like that, which is, I believe, I have reason to believe that that's what they would really actually like to get him on like him, like raping an adult woman, and for it to be as current as possible, like last year or this year, 2018, 2019. So then that way they can make it stick, you know, like, look at this, you know, competent woman, adult woman who has some sort of receipts to prove that R. Kelly is the monster that, well, we apparently all know that he is, allegedly, right? And here's the text messages and the bloody panties and the rape kit. You know, R. Kelly's a monster, very dangerous person, blah, blah, blah. But they can't do that because there is no evidence of that. So they keep saying vague stuff like, a whole bunch of people brought him a bus full of underage girls and he had his way with all of them and peed on all of them. And by the way, forget all of these adults that had something to do with it. We're going to go after Mr. R. Kelly. Now, the rest of you adults that allegedly let him rape a 14-year-old, allegedly, or whatever, you know, I guess you got to understand something. And all of this stuff was stuff that allegedly happened like 10, 15, 20 years ago, which is perfect because you're not going to remember everything that allegedly happened that long ago. So if an alleged victim changes their story a lot, or things just don't really make sense, like, yeah, you know, R. Kelly sexually assaulted me and my parents were standing there in the same room and they were just standing there watching and rubbing their hands together like Birdman, and then it's like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. But you can say, well, Matt, that maybe that's a false memory from trauma or something. God knows. You know what I mean? Just listen. And I'm not saying that R. Kelly is a freaking choir boy. Choir boys aren't even choir boys, but you know what I mean. But I'm not saying that R. Kelly is a freaking Boy Scout. Well, anyways, enough about the Boy Scouts. I'm not saying that R. Kelly is as clean as a whistle. Wait a second, mouths are dirty and saliva is full of germs. I'm not saying that R. Kelly is pristine and clean. However, a lot of the stuff that they're saying doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't matter what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. That doesn't matter. Facts don't matter. The point is, a lot of people saw that stupid documentary. They came out with one about R. Kelly. They came out with one about Michael Jackson. And they want to come out with one about Bill Cosby. Now, you don't see them promoting Corey Feldman's, I think his name is Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman's documentary. What was that documentary called? Oh, that's right. I don't think he got a chance to make it. But if anything, y'all talking about people getting murked over the Dr. Sabi and all this other stuff. No, if anything, that Corey Feldman stuff is what to get you murked. But, we don't want to talk about that. And, of course, there's the documentary Open Secret, which they did not want to see the light of day. And we all know what Barbara Walter told Corey Feldman on The View. You're going to ruin the whole industry. Forget your butthole. Of course, she didn't literally verbatim say, forget your butthole. But, that's the way that I personally perceived. That's the way I personally took what she said. Forget your butthole. Your butthole doesn't count. So, allegedly. So, we're not going to talk about any of that. Let's talk about Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, and R. Kelly. Bill Cosby's already in jail. So, why would we still be talking about him? Let me see. Michael Jackson's been deceased for 10 years now. Why would we still be talking about him? So, we have R. Kelly to talk about. Meanwhile, Harvey Weinstein's trial has been pushed back again. He's not going to be charged, it seems like, with anything as of right now, as many people predicted. But maybe we could get another black guy since he's alive. But none of y'all think this is fishy. But okay, that's fine. They're literally just throwing anything at him at this point. Next thing you know, they're going to say that R. Kelly was peeing in balloons and throwing them at elderly people. They're just going to be saying anything. They said the man brainwashed adult women. Have y'all ever heard that crap being said before? The last time we ever heard anything like that is when they said that Bill Clinton took advantage of Monica Lewinsky, who was his 19-year-old intern. If I'm not mistaken, she was 19 at the time when he was in the Oval Office, the Yoni. And of course, she saved a semen-soaked dress, just like R. Kelly's alleged victim saved semen-covered or splashed shirts and whatnot. 2 of them, all a coincidence. But she was competent enough, Monica Lewinsky that is, to save semen on a dress. But she wasn't competent enough to know to not, mess around with a married man who was the president of the United States and whatnot, of course, and to do stuff with him on the job. I'm pretty sure that they did stuff in his office and whatnot. But, she wasn't competent enough to not do that, to not be under his desk or however it happened or wherever it happened or whatever. But they said that she was taken advantage of. That's what they said in the news media. That was the last time. And that was, let me see. I think that happened in 1996. I think that's the year that he was impeached. If you go back and watch the old videos and stuff like that and read the old articles and whatnot. So you're telling me that they're doing the whole R. Kelly took advantage of adult women thing. I'm sorry. Have y'all noticed that they stopped talking about the adult women that he allegedly did stuff to? They're once again going back to the whole underage thing. Because that strategy died. That didn't work. You have to be an utter buffoon to not see that the fix is in, that there's a much larger agenda to this. And for all of the retards that are going to say I'm making excuses for R. Kelly, I don't remember ever once saying that R. Kelly was innocent. I don't ever once remember saying that I think that R. Kelly should not be prosecuted, not indicted. At this point, I honestly don't know what to think. Because I know that a lot of the stuff that they're saying doesn't make any sense. And I know that there's a much bigger agenda behind a lot of the stuff that they're saying. So, do I know whether or not R. Kelly is 100% innocent? No, I can't say that. But I can say that a lot of it is a lie. Okay? But anyways, and you have to ask yourself this. If they're willing to tell these 10 lies, then why am I going to just automatically believe that the other 15 things are the truth? See what I'm saying? If they said 25 different things and 10 of them I know are lies. And a lot of people have made debunk videos on YouTube showing that a lot of those so-called victims are lying about a lot of this stuff. There was even this one girl who said, I think that R. Kelly was allegedly, of course, sleeping with her when she was a minor. Of course, that's their go-to thing, right? And she also said that R. Kelly was screwing Aaliyah's mother. Really? Aaliyah's been gone for 17 years now, I think. And you're going to say something like that? That he was messing with Aaliyah's mother while everybody was asleep at the house. And listen, man, none of these stories make any sense, y'all. Me Magazine on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and MeWe. Me Magazine blog on Instagram. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I don't even know what the hell to believe at this point, man. A lot of it is BS. That's all I know.